What's up, Nikki Surreal? If you're new here, do me a favor, click subscribe. Appreciate it. And everybody that's here, I appreciate watching. I try not to make the videos too long because I know we got stuff to do. I kind of wanted to talk about though some of the small-minded perspectives that are just all over the place. Like, I have to keep talking about it because small perspectives are detrimental. That's blocking blessings and it's stunting our growth as a society, and I just can't do it. So allow me my perspective. I see a lot of grief coming to Steve Harvey because his wife decided to cheat on him. And then somehow you think that makes him lack credibility in what he had to say on what he felt made a good husband or what made a good marriage. How? I feel like society is a little too addicted to thinking they can control another human being that hasn't popped out of their body. And even then, you can only control that thing for so long. Why do you need to control everything? You know, why is your actions and your behavior and your mindset, why does it have to automatically be awarded by someone bowing to your every will and need and what you expect of them? That's not what life is about. People can give advice based on their experience, their path, it's just them giving a perspective. No one's saying you're wrong if you don't agree with it or if you don't participate in it. It's just to give you something to think about. It's to help those individuals who, that might be what they're looking to try. So pump your brakes a little bit. You know, y'all fell on Kevin Samuel's ball sack like a case of crabs. Just eating it up. Still to this day. Y'all go hard. You're going so hard with those messages of someone else that you're taking on his looks. You're trying to take on his style of platform, his mannerisms, and you're not coming close. You look ridiculous. But there you are doing it. But he admitted to being the total opposite of what he was preaching about in his podcast. He was doing it to be sensational. Okay? Because sensational pays the bills well. And yet, like the small-minded peanut gallery that you are, you went hard with it. You made it your lifestyle. Like you were joining a team. How much did it pay? He got paid well off of you all. But how much did you make? It just didn't make any sense. And that's the thing. Steve Harvey's not paying anybody to listen to him. But he can share his wisdom and he can share his experiences. And it's just a symbol of where he is in his growth and his life and his adulthood and his standpoint in marriages. And just because he feels a certain way or just because he believes a certain way, it does not guarantee that the other person is going to do the same things he does. And that goes for everybody. You are not responsible for everyone else. You're only responsible for yourself and your minor age children, okay? You can be the best partner possible and you're still going to get let down. You know why you're going to get let down? Not because that's a bad person per se, but because it's a human being. And we all have our own life experiences that we are going to navigate through. And sometimes we're going to navigate muddy ass waters. Sometimes we're going to make the most retarded decisions. And that is a test of your love. That is a test of your commitment. Some people can handle infidelity and some people cannot. But just because they end up in a situation where they do not want to tolerate infidelity, that does not mean everything they've said to you is null and void. Just means who he chose to do something that hurt their situation. Now he'll be able to speak on standing on boundaries and having respect for himself and not dealing with things like that. If he can't be protected in the way that he protects, then he doesn't want it. So now he has a new platform with it. It's not a negative thing. Life isn't supposed to be all roses all the time. And I feel like that's where a lot of you are in chokeholds. Out here using it people and being transactional in nature because you're too afraid to get your little feelings hurt. That's how you know you're alive. That's how you know you're living. That's how you know you're going to learn a lesson. And that is entirely why we're here. We're here to learn how to love each other despite the mistakes that we make, and we are here to learn lessons. It's not difficult. It's not difficult to want to wish people well, even if they've let you down. Just because they couldn't find it in you doesn't mean they're not going to find it somewhere else. And everyone deserves to find their someone. So it's just goofy for you to assume that because who he thought was his someone decided to do something against him, somehow now makes him not credible. He's been married multiple times, and he was married multiple times before he ever gave any relationship advice publicly, to my knowledge anyway. And no one seemed to care then, so why would they care now? It sounds like a bunch of facetiousness coming from people who are so petrified of having their little feelings hurt that they've yet to be in an actual relationship. You know, one where they gave their all. It's just silly. You know, it takes nothing to scroll. Just scroll on by it. But no, you'll take months now acting like you have any type of qualification to sit by and act like anyone who listened to him was wrong. I personally don't know much about what he had to say in the relationship standpoint, but I'm sure what he said was valid for a whole lot of people. So, what's it matter to you? Prove them wrong. Instead of all that hot air, show us, what are your success stories? Being alone and childless, not really a success story to me. You know, I kind of feel like kings and queens need to leave some legacy, and what kind of legacy is there in, you know, material items?